Hey guys, hi, hello, namaste, adab, sat sri akal, assalamu alaikum, vanakkam and khamma ghani to all of you. Welcome to today's class guys, and today we are starting a brand new topic, a brand new session, a brand new chapter, which is your linear equations in two variables. But understand, it is not linear, it is pair of linear equations. So that is what I wanted to make sure that you understand. There is a difference. We are talking about pair. All right, we are talking about a pair of linear equations in two variables. So this is what we are going to study today. So welcome guys, welcome to today's class. I hope all of you are amazing. This is for CBSE 10th, pair of linear equations in two variables. All right, so let's start the class. So the topic, this topic we have divided into 5 different sessions. The first session is today's session is introduction and the consistency. What is the consistency, inconsistency, and what are the graphical solutions. Then there are 3 methods to solve these pairs: elimination method, substitution method, cross multiplication method with some word problems. And at the end we have equations reducible to linear equation in two variables. All right, at the end we have equations reducible to linear equations in two variables. All right beta, ठीक है. So let us solve some of these questions. The first topic we are going to start with introduction and consistency and the graphical solution. All right, how do we find out all that? So first thing, we know the meaning of linear equation. All of us know it very well. The meaning of linear equation is linear. We all of us know the term linear. Linear means what? Degree 1. It is not a new thing. Polynomials we have studied in grade 8 and grade 9 and grade 10th as well. Linear means degree 1. So here also I got to know that degree will be equal to 1. And why do we call it linear? Because its graph is a straight line. Yes or no? Because the graph of a linear equation is a straight line. That is why linear, line. In linear there is line. All right, linear equation. So we got to know the meaning of linear equation. That means it will be an equation of degree 1. And linear equation in two variables means there will be two variables. So we can say, let's say x and y. Now x and y are the two variables, so they can have some coefficient as well. So let's say coefficient of x is a, coefficient of y is b, and there may be some constant terms as well. So let's say plus c equal to 0. This is your general form for a linear equation in two variable. General form of a linear equation in two variable, and this we have studied in grade 9. In grade 9 we have studied this whole thing. Linear equation in two variable, ax plus by plus c equal to 0 is the standard form where a, b and c are real numbers and a and b are both not 0. They both together are not 0. That means only a can be 0, no issue with it. Only a is 0, no problem. Only b is 0, also no problem. None of them is 0, also no problem. But both a and b together should not be equal to 0. That means suppose if I say 0 into x plus 2y plus c equal to 0, if I give you an equation and if I ask you, is this a linear equation to variable? You will say yes sir, because although a is 0 but b is still not 0. Alright, a alone can be 0, b alone can be 0, or both are not 0. In these three cases it is a linear equation into variable. But when both a and b are together 0, that means if I say 0 into x plus 0 into y, in that case it is not a linear equation. So this condition I can also write it like this. Mathematically it is expressed, and it is a better way of representing it, which is a square plus b square should not be equal to 0. अब बेटा देखो, अब if you will think of what does it mean a square plus b square is not equal to 0, try to understand. A square, if I give you a square plus b square is equal to 0, you will understand that in this equation sir, I know if there is square of something is always positive. If I do 2 square it is 4. If I do minus 2 square it is again 4. So no matter I do the square of a positive number or I do the square of a negative number, my answer is always positive. So a square will be something positive number, b square also is going to be something positive number. If I choose any value, if I choose any positive value or any negative value, the value of a square and b square will be positive, so this will turn out to be something positive. But it will be, there will be only and only one case in which a square plus b square will be equal to 0, and it is the minimum value for a square plus b square, and it is when a is also equal to 0 and b is also equal to 0, because 0 square is 0, again 0 square is 0, 0 plus 0 is 0 only. Alright, so this is the minimum value for a square plus b square. Other than a equal to 0 and b equal to 0, you put any other value you want, the answer will be something positive which is not equal to 0. So this is a better way of writing this condition, that both a and b should not be equal to 0. So we write it as a square plus b square should not be equal to 0. That means both together should not be 0. Both together should not be 0. This is just the general form. All of us know very well about it. Alright. So general form for a linear equation. Focus on the word which I am saying. General form of a linear equation. A means single. So I have a single linear equation in two variables is ax plus by plus c equal to 0, where a, b and c are real numbers and a and b both should not be equal to 0. Alright, then we have learned about the solution, how to find out the solution, how to represent this equation on the graph in grade 9th. Again, I am revising everything of the grade 9th. We have remembered all this, we know all this. So we will find out the solution for this equation. So I will assume the values of x or y and I will find out the value of the other part. Alright, let's say I can take the value of x as 0. So I can say 2 into 0 plus 3y is equal to 5. So y is equal to 5 by 3. Alright, 5 by 3, or it is 5 by 3 is like what, 1.66 something. If you want, you can get a better answer also. Like put those values where you get integer answer. Better to do that. So there you need to think. Also, now I can say let's put y equal to 0. This time I have put y equal to 0. So it will be 2x plus 3 into 0 is equal to 5. So 2x is equal to 5. So x is equal to 5 by 2. So this is 0, this is 5 by 2, which is 2.5. Alright. So these are the 2 points we have got. First solution 0, 5 by 3. Second solution 5 by 2, 0. As all of us know, first I will write the x coordinate and then I will write the y coordinate. Now if I will plot these points on the graph paper and join both, I will get my solution. So you can clearly see 5 by 2, 0 and this is not the graph of this equation. Actually saying it is not a graph of this equation. The graph of this equation will be what? First is 0, 5 by 3. So on y axis 0, 5 by 3 will be somewhere over here, and then 5 by 2, 0, so 2.5 somewhere over here. This is how the graph will look like. Something like this. Which is what? 2x plus 3y is equal to 5. Let's say this is for some other equation. So this is how we draw the graph of a linear equation in two variables. Alright beta. Then also if you remember, there are infinite solutions. The way I have assumed the value of x as 0, I can assume it as 1, I can assume it as 2, as 3, as 4, like anything. So I know for a linear equation in two variable, there exist infinite solutions. For a linear equation in two variables, there exist infinite solutions for a linear equation in two variable, and all those infinite solutions are present on a straight line. It means every point on this line will represent a solution of the given equation. Once I have got the line, any point on this line will be representing a solution of the given equation. Any point. अब बेटा देखो, for example, this line is passing through 1, 1. This line is passing through a point 1, 1. Put x as 1 and y as 1. 2 into 1 is 2, 3 into 1 is 3, 2 plus 3 is 5, here also 5. So 1 comma 1 is a solution which is present on the line. Alright, so any point on the line represents a solution of the equation. And if a point is not present on the line, in that case it will definitely not be a solution. Only solutions are those which are present on the line. If a point is outside the line, it will definitely not be the solution of that equation. So that is all we have learned in the chapter linear equation in two variable and a linear equation. We are solving only for one linear equation. So this is what we have learned. Now beta, we will be learning about the pair. Now we will be learning about the pair. So I have told you every point on this line represent a solution. It is the most important thing to remember right now. Every point on the line represents a linear equation, is a solution of it. Every point on the line of an equation represents a solution. Now comes to the pair. So beta, we know pair means what? Pair of shoes, pair of socks, pair of legs, everything. Pair means what? Pair means two. Alright, so we have a pair. Alright, okay, so I am talking about two equations together. I am talking about a pair of linear equations. So try to understand the difference. In the previous grade 9th, we have only solved one equation. This time we are solving a pair. This time we are solving a pair of linear equation into variables. So please be focused on the word pair. Pair means two equations. So here I will give you two equations and we have to solve those two equations together. Alright, so two equations if we have beta, I know the general form is ax plus by plus c equal to 0. So let's say first equation is a1x plus b1y plus c1 equal to 0. I can say, sir, my first equation will be a1x plus b1y plus c1 equal to 0, and the other equation is a2x plus b2y plus c2 equal to 0. Alright, so these are my two equations. This is my pair. This is my pair. How do you solve it? Leave that everything right now. Only focus on the form. So these are the two equations. Two equations are there. That is why I have called it a pair. The coefficients of x are a1, a2. Coefficients of y are b1, b2. And the constant terms are c1 and c2. This is the standard form. In standard form, we want equal to 0. Alright. So all a1, a2, b1, b2, c1, c2 all will be real numbers. And remember, both a1 and b1 should not be equal to 0. Or I can say a1 square plus b1 square should not be equal to 0. And a2 square plus b2 square should not be equal to 0. Same as the conditions which we have learned in the previous grade. Same thing they are following, because even though it is pair, at the end it is linear equation into a variable. So it must follow the general form. Alright. Now beta, let's talk about the meaning of solution of a linear equation into variable. Meaning of solution of a linear equation into variable. It's very easy. Just try to understand this. For example, beta, let's say I have my two equations. Alright, I have told you my two equations. First equation is, let's say, a1x plus b1y plus c1 equal to 0. And my second equation is a2x plus b2y plus c2 equal to 0. And I know for both these equations there will exist, if I take, instead of this as a pair, if I treat them as a separate equations, I can find out infinite solutions for the first equation, infinite solution for the second equation. Both the equations separately have infinite solution for them, we already know it. Alright, so out of those infinite solutions, if I write suppose 3 solution for the first one, 3 solution for the second one, and plot the graph of both the lines, and plot the graph of both the lines on the same graph, on a same graph, what can happen? For example, let's say I plotted the graph of both the lines. I plotted the graph of both the lines on a graph paper. Let's say this is my graph paper. Alright, so I tried to draw the graph. Let's say, for example, the graph looked something like this. One equation was like this, and let's say this equation is a1x plus b1y plus c1 equal to 0. And let's say there is one more equation. The other equation is, suppose, let's say something like this. Alright, so this is a2x plus b2y plus c2 equal to 0. Yes or no? Correct, beta? Ab dekho, all of you know very well that all the points on this blue line will represent a solution of the first equation. All the points on the line represents a solution of the first equation, a1x plus b1y plus c1. So all these points which I can see over here on this line, any point on this line will represent a solution of this equation. Any point on this line will represent a solution of this equation. Similarly, beta, for the red line or the graph of the second equation, similarly for the red line or the graph of the second equation, any point on this line will represent a solution of the second equation. This will represent a solution of the second equation. Yes or no? So both the lines alone separately have infinite solution. Both the lines alone have infinite solution. These are the separate solutions for a linear equation into variable. These infinite solutions which I have shown you on the line, these are the solution of a linear equation into variables. I'm talking about the separate equation. Alright, now focus the main thing. Yeah, obviously this will come to your brain ki, okay sir, I got it. All the points on the blue line represents the solution of the first equation. All the points on the red line represents the solution of the second equation. I am very okay with it, sir. But the main curiosity which I have right now, the main point where I am thinking right now, sir, the line, the point where these two are intersecting, this point of intersection of both the lines, this point of intersection of both the lines, this point over here, let's say this will be some point, sir. Let's say it is x1 comma y1. Let's say it is a point x1 comma y1. This x1 comma y1, will it be the solution of the first equation or will it be the solution of the second equation? That is the main question, right? This point x1 comma y1, will it be the solution of the first equation? What do we say? Option A, will it be the solution of the first equation? Or option B, sir, will it be the solution of the second equation? Or option C, sir, it will be for both. Or option D, ki nahi sir, it is for none. Kisi ka bhi nahi, nothing, it is for none. What it should be? Let me know in the chat box. What do you think? This point of intersection where both the graphs are meeting. I know all the points on the blue line represents the solution of the first equation. I know all the points present on the red line represents the solution of the second equation. So the point where these two lines are intersecting, that point, which is, let's say, x1 comma y1, will it represent the solution of the first equation or solution of the second equation? So bachcho, I hope all of you are giving the correct answer over here. The correct answer is option C, sir. It will represent the solution for both. Why it will represent the solution of both, beta? Because remember, whenever I have lines intersecting, let's say this is a point P, point of intersection. Now let's say this is a point P. This is a point P. I can say that, sir, point P is present on both the lines. This point P is present on both the lines, or we can say P is common point of both the lines. P is common point of both the lines. Yes or no? By P is the common point, because since two lines are intersecting, the point where do they intersect, that will be the common point. Yes or no? So I cannot say that this point P belongs to only the red line or this point P belongs to only the blue line. No, it belongs to both the lines. Since it is present on the first line as well as on the second line, I can say that sir, all the points on the blue line are the solution of the first equation. So this point P is the solution of the first equation. And this point P is present on the red line. So this point P must be a solution of the second equation. So I can say sir, this point P is solution of both the equations, or I can say it is the common solution. It is the common solution. It is the common solution for both the equation, and this common solution only is what we call generally solution of a pair. I hope now this is clear in your mind. When I talk about solution of a pair of linear equation in two variables, I focus on common solution to both the equations. Alright, many students have this doubt, sir. Grade 9 they are telling every linear equation in two variable has infinite solution. This time will tell ki arey nahi, there are many cases. Very simple. If I talk about a linear equation in two variable, every linear equation in two variable has infinite solution. But when I talk about solution of a pair of linear equation in two variables, in that case there exists, the main thing is when I talk about the solution of a pair, it means common solution to both the equations, those values of x and y which will satisfy the first equation as well as the second equation. ठीक है? तो graphically beta, if I have to find out the solution of a pair graphically, if I have to find out solution of a pair graphically, if I have to find it out graphically, I can say, sir, simple it is. Draw graph of both the equation. Draw graph of both the equations and find out the intersection point. And find out the intersection point. That intersection point, the point where they intersect, okay, the coordinates of point of intersection, the coordinates of point of intersection is the solution of the pair. That will be the solution of the pair. Intersection, point of intersection we need to find out, and whatever point of intersection we have got, that point of intersection's coordinate will be my solution. How easy it is. Is there anything new? But you already know how to draw the graphs. Draw the graph of both the lines in the same graph paper. See where they are intersecting. Whatever point they are intersecting, that point is the common point for both the graphs, both the lines. So that is why it will be the common solution for both the equations. So logical, yaar, so logical. Alright, ठीक है? So remember, when I talk about solution of a pair, I mean common solution. Now, let's take the story a bit forward. I have two lines. These are my two lines in a plane. Alright, on your Cartesian plane, these are two lines. One possibility I have told you that these two are intersecting. One possibility I have told you that these two lines are intersecting. In that case, you are getting one solution. Yeah, obviously I have one more thing in my mind. Ki, sir, I have also learned about a topic, parallel lines. So what if the graph of both the lines are parallel to each other? What if the graph of both the lines are parallel to each other? Can it happen? I'll say yeah, it can happen because parallel lines do exist. So there is one more case. Not only always the lines are going to be intersecting lines, sometimes the lines can be parallel as well. Yeah, that can be a case. Or, sir, there is one more case. What if the lines are on top of each other? What if the lines are on top of each other? Both the lines are on top of each other, or both the lines are represented by the same points. That can also happen. So there are total three possibilities. Ab you will say, nahi sir, what if the lines are not parallel and they are like this? So if they are like this, you can extend those lines further and they will meet at some point. Because lines, we can extend them indefinitely. Till infinite we can extend them. So if they are something like this, extend them, they will meet at some point. So either the lines are intersecting, or the lines are parallel, or the lines are on top of each other, or the lines are on top of each other. So I saw that, sir, graphically there will be total 3 cases. There will be 3 cases. What will those 3 cases? Sir, either the lines are parallel, or the lines are intersecting, or the lines are on top of each other. So those are called coincident lines. Those are called coincident lines. See, all is a story. Once you start it from the very starting, beta, if you are joining the session in the middle, please remember, yeah, once na start watching it from the starting. Watch the session from the starting. Everything will smoothly flow like a story. Okay, so we got to know there are 3 ways these lines can be represented. This pair of equations can be represented if the lines are intersecting, or the lines are parallel, or the lines are coincident. Coincident means they are on top of each other. So beta, let's see how many solutions will be there. So I can see, beta, in case of parallel lines, though lines will never intersect. So I can say no point of intersection. Okay, POI means point of intersection. Let me write. What is POI, sir? Alright, point of intersection. So in case of parallel lines, there will be no point of intersection. In case of intersecting lines, there will be one point of intersection. Yes or no? And in case of coincident lines, you can say every point is the common point. At every point they are intersecting because they are on top of each other. So I can say there will be infinite point of intersection, and the point of intersection represents the solution for a pair. Point of intersection represents solution of a pair. Alright, so I can say that, sir, if the lines are parallel lines, I can say there exists no solution for the pair. No solution exists for the pair of linear equation in 2 variables if their graph represents parallel lines. If the graph is of intersecting lines, then I can say one solution exists for them, or unique solution. We also call it unique solution. And the third case, coincident lines. And in this case I can say all the points are common points, all the points they are intersecting, so we can say infinite solution. How amazing it is. Alright, and remember, beta, since I'm talking about pair, these are the number of common solutions. Please think about it in your mind. Whenever I'm talking about solution for a pair of linear equation, I am talking about the common solution for both the equations. Alright, beta. So now these are the 3 cases which we can see graphically. So in today's class, we'll be restricting ourselves to finding out the solutions graphically. Draw the graph, plot them on the graph paper, and see what kind of representation they are getting. Parallel lines, no solution. Intersecting lines, one solution. Coincident lines, infinite solutions. Okay, beta. Also, there is some naming as well. This is like very theoretical. If there exists no solution, then those pair of linear equation, we call it inconsistent pair. If there is no solution, we call it inconsistent pair. And if there is at least one solution, then we call it consistent pair. So remember, parallel lines, we don't have any solution, so that will be inconsistent pair. In case of intersecting lines, as well as in case of your coincident lines, in case of intersecting lines we have one solution. In case of coincident lines we have infinite solutions. So both of them comes under consistent pair, because we are getting at least one solution. More than one if I am getting, I find it very okay, but less than one, not allowed. So consistent is one solution and infinite solution. Now under this independent, the one solution lines, the pair of equation where is only one solution, or intersecting lines, these are called independent consistent pair of linear equations. And the Coincident lines are called dependent consistent system. Simple है, theoretical है थोड़ा सा, please remember. Inconsistent, consistent you understood. Independent is the intersecting lines and dependent is the coincident lines. ठीक है? Alright. So this is the simple like theoretical questions they will ask sometimes, or other names which you should remember. So intersecting is independent, independent, intersecting independent, and coincident is dependent. Alright? ठीक है? चलो. Let's go for the next point. The next point is the consistency. So how do we find out what kind of nature of solution will be there without plotting the graph? So till now beta, we have learned that with the help of graph, we can easily find out whether the graphs will be parallel lines, whether the graph or intersecting lines, or it is of coincident lines. So we can say there will be no solution, or there will be one solution, or there will be infinite solutions. Now suppose a lazy person like me, who don't want to draw the graph, ki sir, your graph is too lengthy, sir, please sir, no graph sir. So is there any way by which a person like me can find out what kind of solution will exist for the pair of linear equation in two variables? So yes, with the help of equations only we can find out whether the graph will be intersecting lines or unique solution, or whether the graph will be parallel lines or no solution, or whether the graph will be coincident lines or infinite solution. So the conditions are given over here. Right now no one will be asking you the proof for it, no one will ask. Remember this thing. I think this bar over here, na better, please don't look at this bar over here. Actually it is the division sign, which I think with some full screen I have done, because of that it has gone up. So it is A1 by A2 B1 by B2, A1 by A2 B1 by B2 C1 by C2, and A1 by A2 B1 by B2 C1 by C2. Alright, so first thing, for the unique solution, or a consistent pair, or we can say intersecting lines, right now there is no need to go into the proof, but when you'll go in grade 11th and grade 12th, that time you'll learn about the slope of a line, and then you'll get to understand that why these things comes. It is not that difficult, very easy. Once you'll go to grade 11th and 12th, you'll learn coordinate geometry over there in detail. That time you'll get to know why these equations, why these conditions are working. Alright, so beta, as you all know, we have our equation A1 by A1x plus B1y plus C1 equal to 0. So A1x plus B1y plus C1 equal to 0 is my first equation, and A2x plus B2y plus C2 equal to 0. For no confusion beta, remember I am using the general form. For this equation. So I would request all of you also that whenever you are finding out the value of A1, A2, B1, B2, C1, C2, convert those equations in the general form. That means write them LHS equal to 0. So whatever is given in the equation, shift everything to LHS and make it equal to 0. That will be your general form. So if the value of A1 by A2, coefficient of x in the first equation and coefficient of x in the second equation, that will be A1 by A2, and coefficient of y in the first equation and coefficient of y in the second equation will be dividing them, will you get B1 by B2. So if the value of A1 by A2 and B1 by B2 is not equal to each other, A1 by A2 is not equal to B1 by B2, it means there will be unique solution. Okay? If A1 by A2 is equal to B1 by B2 is equal to C1 by C2, all three are equal to each other, that will be infinitely many solution. And if A1 by A2 is equal to B1 by B2 is not equal to C1 by C2, in case of no solution. Okay? These are the three cases. Now देखो what many students think कि sir in first case A1 by, suppose sir if I get A1 by A2 is not equal to B1 by B2 and then C1 by C2 is equal to A1 by A2, in that case what will happen? Nothing. Simple सी बात है बेटा, try to understand this thing very clearly. Simple, we first look at the values of A1 by A2 and B1 by B2. My first focus, I will only think about A1 by A2 and B1 by B2. If I got both are not equal, once I got to know that A1 by A2 and B1 by B2 are not equal, I don't care about C1 by C2. It is as simple as that. If A1 by A2 and B1 by B2 are not equal, I do not care about C1 by C2. Let it be whatever it wants. It will be a unique solution. If the second step is if A1 by A2 is equal to B1 by B2, in that case, I will check the value of C1 by C2 also. So if the value of C1 by C2 is equal to the value of A1 by A2 and B1 by B2, infinitely many solution or coincident lines, and if C1 by C2 is not equal to them, parallel lines. That is the logic. Alright, so if A1 by A2 and B1 by B2 are not equal, do not bother about C1 by C2's value. We do not bother about them. Okay? Alright, clear? Okay, beta. So these are the conditions with which, without even drawing the graph, you can find out whether the lines will be intersecting lines, or they will be coincident lines, or they will be parallel lines. Alright, chalo, let's move ahead. But before we solve some questions, let me tell you about Vedantu's Pro subscription beta and how it can be of much help to you, because online education right now is a very best and safest option where you learn everything and you do not compromise with your education. You will be getting the best out of it. Alright, and also to get your confidence, because many students have still not tried online education, they don't know whether it will work for them or not. That is why we have come up with Vedantu's improvement promise. Under this promise, which is VIP, we say that we take the full ownership or full guarantee of your education, of your improvement. So we guarantee you the improvement in marks. We say guaranteed improvement. We give you the guarantee of your improvement. We are saying that you join Vedantu's Pro subscription, you will definitely improve. That is the guarantee. If not, I'll let you know about this Vedantu improvement promise at the end of the session. Alright, I'll talk about this in detail. Let's move ahead with the features of Vedantu's Pro subscription. So first feature beta, you'll be getting unlimited live classes. You can attend as many live classes as you want, and all the classes are going to be filled with fun and high level quizzes. Next, you'll be able to interact with the students throughout the world. You'll be able to talk with them. So that gives you, like, from different cultures the students are there, you will be able to interact with them. You'll get to know where do they stand, where do you stand, how much you need to work hard. You can help each other. Alright, so build a good community. Next, interactive replay. Even while watching the recording of a class, bachcho, suppose you are watching the recording of a class. Now you don't want that to be one-way interaction, like you are only looking at this and you are looking at the whole solution. You also want to participate in that. That is why even while watching the recording, we have interactive replay. That means you can attend the quizzes, you can see your name in the leaderboard, you will get points for it. So you'll also get to know how much you have learned even while watching the recording. That's what makes it interesting. Then you'll be getting notes, access to quality tests and assignments. Also, in every class there will be a dedicated teacher in the classroom other than master teacher to take care of your doubts. We understand how important it is for our students, of our students' doubts, and we give them the highest priority. We don't want any of our students to go with their doubts unresolved. That is why in class there will be a dedicated teacher to take care of all the doubts you are getting while studying the session. Alright, and those doubts will be solved in the real time. You don't have to wait till the end of the class or anything like that. Alright beta, other than that, there will be unlimited micro courses and crash courses, so you can attend as many micro courses you want. So micro courses are topic specific. Any chapter you want to learn again, or any chapter you think you forgot, you want to learn again, or you want to do the revision, you can use these courses. So now you can see, like, with this Vedantu Pro subscription, you are not doing, like, it is not like an ordinary coaching where you go, or any tuitions you take where they will complete your syllabus only once, or they'll make you do the revision once. Here you can revise a topic as many times as you want. You can take the classes as many times as you want. You can take as many classes as you want. So there is no restriction. It is only up to you how many classes you want to attend, how much you want to study. So there will not be any restrictions at all. So you can register for Vedantu's Pro subscription, less price, more classes. The link for the subscription is mentioned in the description box of this video, as well as in the pinned comment. And guys, remember GPE Pro, this will give you 10% off. This will give you 10% off in the price. Alright, chalo, let's move ahead now and let's solve some question. The first question, Solve each of the following system of equations. That means pair of equations we have to solve graphically. So solving a pair of equations graphically means I have to find out the solution of the pair. I have to find out the solution of the pair. All right, chalo bhai, let us find it out. So first equation, I have 3x plus 2y is equal to 4. Although I have always told beta that if you want to be very sure about the solutions or the graph which you're putting, whether it is correct or not, always get minimum 3 solution. If you're getting minimum 3 solution, you can be very sure that your answers will be correct. Alright. So first part, let's get the solution x and y. Alright, I'll assume the values of say x, because divisibility by 2 is easy. Alright, so let's put the value of x first as let's say minus 2, and then I will put it as 2. So if I put x equal to minus 2, value of this will be 3 into minus 2 is minus 6, plus 2y is equal to 4, so 2y is equal to 10, and I can say y is equal to 5. And if I put x equal to 2, so 3 2s are 6, plus 2y is equal to 4, so 2y is equal to 4 minus 6 is minus 2, so I can say y is equal to minus 1. So these are the two solutions I have got. Yes. Similarly, get the solution for the second equation as well. Second equation beta, I have 2x minus 3y is equal to 7. 2x minus 3y is equal to 7. So this time let us assume the value of x. Alright, let us assume the value of y. Alright, so to assume the value of y, let's say minus 1 and 1. I am trying those values of y where I will get a like integer answer. Alright, so 2x, if I put y equal to minus 1, I will get 2x minus 3 into minus 1. Minus 3 into minus 1 is plus 3. Negative into negative will become positive, is equal to 7. So 2x is equal to 4, x is equal to 2. And put y equal to 1, so you will be getting 2x minus 3 into 1 is 3 only, minus 3 is equal to 7. So you will get 2x is equal to 10, x is equal to 5. So these are the points we have got. The second equation's coordinates, 2 points we have got is 2 comma minus 1 and 5 comma 1. And in the first equation beta, we have got the points as minus 2 comma 5 and 2 comma 1. Alright, let's plot these 2 points on the graph. So I will try to make it as as practical as possible or as accurate as possible, but still I am doing the hand drawing. There might be some possibility where it may go wrong, the point of intersection we don't get it correctly. Alright, but I'll try to, will be in the range. Alright, we'll be in the range, we'll be able to guess what will be our solution. Okay, chalo, let's say 1 2 3 4 5. Here also 1 2 3 4 5. Here also 1 2 3 4 5. Here also 1 2 3 4 5. Alright, 1 2 3 4 5, minus 1 minus 2 minus 3 minus 4 minus 5, and here also minus 1 minus 2 minus 3 minus 4 minus 5, and here 1 2 3 4 5. Alright, okay guys, so for the first equation we have minus 2 comma 5. Minus 2 comma 5 where I can get minus 2 comma 5, minus 2 x coordinate, 5 y coordinate. So let us make these two meet each other. Alright, okay, here, so somewhere over here this will be my point, minus 2 comma 5. Alright, the next point is 2 comma 1, x coordinate 2, y coordinate 1. Alright, so x coordinate 2, y coordinate 1, they will be meeting over here. Alright, so this is my point 2 comma 1. Joining these two, The line is not coming straight. Actually, that is the issue with it. We have to plot the graphs in the straight way. Something like this. I think it is not correct appropriately. Is the graph okay? The graph is shown over here. So okay, this is better representation because if I will try, so simple है बेटा देखो, we have to plot both the lines. चलो ठीक है, first line will come something like this. Second line is 2 comma minus 1. So 2 comma minus 1 is over here. 2 comma minus 1 will be somewhere over here. 2 comma minus 1 is somewhere over here, and 5 comma 1, 5 comma 1 is somewhere over here. So this is how the graphs are going to be intersecting. अब देखो, my intersection point is not coming correctly. It is coming correctly over here in the fourth quadrant. ठीक है, in the fourth quadrant it will be coming correctly. So don't look at this graph. This is just the idea I have given you. The exact graph is shown over here. So at some point over here they are intersecting. All right, at some point over here they are intersecting, and the point where these two are intersecting, it is being 2 comma minus 1. So if you will do it on the graph paper, you will get a correct answer. So it is going to be 2 comma minus 1. It is going to be 2 comma minus 1. So point of intersection, intersecting lines, unique solution, common solution is only one common solution, and that will be 2 comma minus 1. अब बेटा देखो, the main thing, if you will see over here, x equal to 2 and y equal to minus 1, the point where these two are intersecting, 2 comma minus 1, this point is a common solution for both the equation. You can plot this point in both the equation. You can plot or put this values of x equal to 2 and y equal to minus 1 in both the equations, and you will find out that yes, it is satisfying both. Here first equation, 3 into 2 is 6, 2 into minus 1 is minus 2, 6 minus 2 is 4. देखो, it is a solution. Next, 2 into x, so 2 into 2 is 4, 3 into minus 1, minus 3 into minus 1 is plus 3, so 4 plus 3 is 7. It is satisfying both the equations. ठीक है, it will satisfy both the equations. So it is our correct answer. So simple है बेटा, plot the graph, draw the graph of both the lines and see the intersection point. Alright, next question. Solve the following system of linear equations graphically. Find the region bound by these two lines and the x-axis. Nice question. Nice question. So beta, we can easily find out the graph of these two lines. Alright, we have 4x minus 3y plus 4 equal to 0. So you can write it as 4x minus 3y equal to minus 4. Assume some values of x, assume some values of y, and you can get your answer. Alright, so I am just not showing you how to draw the graph. Drawing the graph you can do on your own. Please take your time. Let me plot the graph. So when we plot the graph beta, the first equation 4x minus 3y plus 4, this is the first equation. The graph of the first equation is this. This is the first line. This is line of the first equation, and this is the line second equation. So both are intersecting at a point over here. So that is point 2 comma 4. So I can say 2 comma 4 is the solution of the pair. This is the solution of the pair. The question is asking, find the region bounded by these two lines. The region bounded by these two lines and the x-axis. So beta, you can clearly see this is my x-axis. So between x-axis and these two lines, this is the area bounded. This is the area bounded, and the area, the shape is what? The shape between x-axis and both lines is a triangle. So beta, area of triangle we know is half into base into height. So let's get it area. So if I take suppose this point A and Q as the base, AQ is as the base. If I am taking here, you can see this point is minus 1. Try to focus over here. This point is minus 1. Let me erase all these red marks, and you can, so that you can see it very clearly. All right, this point at A, this point A, it is minus 1 comma 0. So this line is minus 1. All right, and this point Q is 5 comma 0. So total distance between A and Q from minus 1 to 5, how much distance? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 units. The base is of 6 units, and then let's draw the perpendicular. So beta perpendicular, if I will draw, I know the coordinates of B is 2 comma 4. So x coordinate is 2. So perpendicular on x-axis will intersect at 2. Yes or no? And the perpendicular on y-axis will intersect at 4. So I can say beta this distance from 0 to 4, if it is 4 units, same way this perpendicular distance also is going to be 4 units. Alright, so I can say area will be equal to half into base into height. So area will be equal to half into base is 6 units into height is 4 units. So it will be 3 4s are 12 square units. The area bounded between them will be 12 square units. So whenever they'll ask find out the area, just draw the graph and think how we can find out the area. If it is triangle, half into base into height we have to take. Alright beta, okay? So this is how this question will be done. Next question, let's go for the next question. The next question is this: solve the following system of linear equations graphically. Find the point where these lines meet the y-axis. Where these lines meets the y-axis. So beta, we already know finding out the solutions for these two equations, 2x minus 5y plus 4 equal to 0, and the other equation is 2x plus y minus 8 equal to 0. We have to find out the solution, and when we will plot them we will get the graph. Graph is very easy. अब देखो one way to find out where these lines meet the y-axis we can do by looking at the graph. We can do it by looking at the graph. The other way, algebraically, how can we solve it? Algebraically, how can we solve it? See, if I look at the graph, the first line 2x plus y minus 8 is intersecting the graph at 0 comma 8, and the second line, which is 2x minus 5y plus 4, is intersecting the y-axis at 0 comma 4 by 5. Alright, beta, this is why graph we have done. How I can do it without a graph? How can I do it without graph? So it is very easy beta. On y-axis, remember this thing, we know on y-axis x coordinate must be 0. It is opposite. On x-axis y coordinate is 0. On y-axis x coordinate is 0. So for that, to see where what point on y-axis they will intersect, make for y-axis intersection point, all right, make x equal to 0. So if I put x equal to 0, 2 into 0 minus 5y plus 4 equal to 0. So 2 into 0 is 0 only. So minus 5y is equal to 4 shifted there minus 4. Y is equal to minus 4 upon minus 5. This got cancelled, which is 4 by 5. Yes or no? Which is what beta? 4 by 5. And here put again x equal to 0 for intersection with x-axis. So 2 into 0 plus y minus 8 equal to 0. So y minus 8 is equal to 0. So y is equal to 8. So the point over here, by any point on y-axis, all the points are in the form of 0 comma y coordinate. So this point will be 0 comma 4 by 5, and this point will be 0 comma y coordinate is 8. Exactly same answer we have got. Alright, so please don't forget your concepts of coordinate geometry which you have learned in the previous grade. These are very easy questions. Alright, so finding out the solution graphically is the most easiest topic. Just draw the graph and see the intersection point, but be sure these questions are very scoring. They'll be coming for the maximum marks, 5 marks. If the question is coming to find out the solution graphically, it will be of maximum marks because it will be a very lengthy question. Find out the solution, drawing the graph. That is why it is scoring area. Alright, now let's come to the algebraic part where we are more interested. Alright, what it is saying, on comparing the ratios of the coefficient, find out whether the lines representing the following pair of linear equations intersect at a point or are parallel or coincident. Okay, so let's look at the first case beta. First case, we have 5x minus 4y plus 8 is equal to 0, and we have 7x plus 6y minus 9 equal to 0. So I can say, sir, first equation we have a1 is equal to 5, b1 is equal to minus 4. Remember, negative is also considered in the coefficient, and c1 is equal to 8, and a2 is equal to 7, b2 is equal to 6, and c2 is equal to minus 9. a1 b1 c1 a2 b2 c2, we have got the values. All right beta. Ab first thing I have told you कि भाई first find out the value of a1 by a2 and b1 by b2. We don't care about c1 by c2 at the starting. So first I will see a1 by a2 is equal to 5 by 7. ठीक है. b1 by b2 is minus 4 by 6, which means minus of 2 by 3. अब I can clearly see beta a1 by a2 is not equal to b1 by b2. I don't care about c1 by c2. See, I have not even found out c1 by c2. Directly I can say it will be intersecting lines. It will be intersecting lines, or I can say unique solution, or I can say unique solution. ठीक है? Or I can say unique solution. Second equation, second part. First equation is 9x plus 3y plus 12. All right, 9x plus 3y plus 12 equal to 0. They are already in the general form, so no need to convert them. And here 18x plus 6y plus 24 equal to 0. So a1 b1 c1 a2 b2 c2, all values you can see very well. Let's find out the value of a1 by a2. a1 by a2 is 9 by 18, 9 ones are 9 twos are, always simplify 1 by 2. ठीक है. Let's see what is b1 by b2. So b1 by b2 is 3 by 6, 3 ones are 3 twos are, which is again 1 by 2. So beta, now since I have got a1 by a2 equal to b1 by b2, now I will go for c1 by c2. ठीक है. Now let's find out c1 by c2. So c1 by c2 is 12 upon 24, which is again 1 by 2. So I can say, sir, a1 by a2 is equal to b1 by b2 is equal to c1 by c2. And this is the case of what? Coincident lines. Coincident lines, or we can say infinite solution. Or we can say infinite solution. ठीक है बेटा? A case of coincident lines, or we can say infinite solution. अच्छा, one more thing. If you will notice in these coincident lines, बेटा देखो, these two equations are moreover same. They are at the end same equation. देखो, first equation is 9x plus 3y plus 12 equal to 0. Second equation I have 18x plus 6y plus 24 equal to 0. In this equation, let's take 2 common. If I take 2 common, I am left with 9x plus 3y plus 24 equal to 0. है ना? And if I shift this 2 over there in division, so it will be ultimately again 9x plus 3y plus 24 is 0 divided by 2 is what? 0 only. So it is again the same equation. So in case of coincident lines, beta, both the equations are moreover same. Only thing is the one of the equation is, or they are multiplied by different constants. They are multiplied by different constants. So that is why a constant will not make the changes in the zeros. So both the lines graphs are exactly same. The line of both the graphs are exactly same. That is why I will say ratio of a1 by a2, b1 by b2 and c1 by c2 are equal, because we have multiplied them with the same number. So here I have multiplied by 2, that is why 9 by 18 is 1 by 2, 3 by 6 is also 1 by 2, 12 by 24 is also 1 by 2. Alright, take a next question. Find the value of k for which the following system of equation has a unique solution. Ab beta, I know for a unique solution, what is the condition? a1 by a2 is not equal to b1 by b2. Here in these equations, if I will see x minus ky equal to 2, let's convert it in the general form. So minus 2 equal to 0. And here we have 3x plus 2y plus 5 equal to 0. So I have got a1 is 1, coefficient of x is 1. A2 is 3. B1 is minus k, remember negative is taken. B2 is equal to 2. So let's solve it for unique solution. I can say A1 by A2 is not equal to B1 by B2. Shift 2 over there, we can say minus k should not be equal to 2 by 3. Shift negative over there, k should not be equal to minus 2 by 3. So beta, we can say k can be all the values. K can be any real number value except minus 2 by 3. Alright, so we can say k can be any real number except minus 2 by 3. That is what it means. K should not be equal to minus 2 by 3. That means other than minus 2 by 3, k can be any other value. Easy? ठीक है बेटा? चलो, one more question let's do. This is very good question. If the pair of linear equations in two variables, this and this, has infinitely many solutions, then find the values of a and b. So beta, again, for infinitely many solutions, the condition is what? A1 by A2 is equal to B1 by B2 is equal to C1 by C2. Remember, these kind of equations are very important for your board examination. Very important. Alright. So for infinitely many solutions, this is the condition. Alright. So first equation, I have 4x plus plus 2by plus 12 equal to 0. And the second equation, I have 5ax minus 10y plus 15 equal to 0. Alright beta, so I know this is the condition. So let's write the value of a1 by a2. Coefficient of x is 4 by 5a is equal to 2b upon minus 10 is equal to 12 by 15. But 12 by 15, देखो, in the first fraction I don't know the value of a. In the second fraction I don't know the value of b. In the third fraction I know both the values. So I can say, so this is 3 4s are 3 5s are 4 by 5 is my answer. 4 by 5. So I got to know this fraction is 4 by 5. If this value is 4 by 5, the other two values also should be 4 by 5. That means 4 upon 5a should also be equal to 4 by 5, and 2b upon minus 10 should also be equal to 4 by 5. Then only I can say a1 by a2 is equal to b1 by b2 is equal to c1 by c2. All three are equal. So let's make 4 by 5a equal to the known fraction which we know, 4 by 5. When you solve it, you will get a equal to 1. And here 2b upon minus 10, let's make it equal to 4 by 5. Shift minus 10 over there. 2b is equal to 4 by 5 into minus 10. So 5 ones are 5 into minus 2. Shift 2 in division. 4 into minus 2 is minus 8 by 2, so which is equal to minus 4. So b is equal to minus 4. Alright. So they see, if a is equal to 1, it will be 4 by 5 is 5 into 1 is 5. Ratio of a1 by a2 is 4 by 5. If b is minus 4, so 2 into minus 4 is minus 8. Minus 8 upon minus 10 is again 4 by 5. And 12 by 15 is again 4 by 5. Our condition will be satisfied. Okay, beta? So this is how this question will be done. With this, we have completed our first topic, introduction, and the consistency, and how do we find out the solution of a linear equation in two variables graphically. In the next session, beta, we will be studying elimination method. So elimination method, substitution method, or cross multiplication method, these three methods we use to find out the solution of a pair of linear equation in two variables when they are intersecting lines, or the unique solution. So in these three, we'll be looking at unique solutions. Alright, in all these three, we'll be looking at unique solutions. Okay, beta, and the next one is equations reducible to linear equations in two variables. Alright, now this is your homework question. What is the homework question? Draw the graph of the below given pair of linear equation in two variables and find out a number of solutions existing for the given pair. So tell me how many solutions exist for the given pair and draw the graph as well. ठीक है बेटा? All right, so do let me know what is the answer for this question in the comment sections down below. Now let's talk about Vedantu's Pro subscription. As I have told you, you can register with the link mentioned in the description box of this video as well in the pinned comment. So let's say you go to any video of mine. Let's say this is one of the video. All right, on this channel, you can see in the pinned comment section also it is written over here. Subscribe to Vedantu Pro now, and link is given over here. Or you can click in the description box, and here also it is mentioned register for Vedantu Pro subscription. Click on this link. Once you click on this link, you'll be registered, you'll be taken to this page. You can change your grade or your board with this by clicking on edit over here, and then once you are sorted, you can click on get started. So I'm doing it for grade 10 CBSE. Now we have three courses: Pro Lite, Pro Classic and Pro Plus. Pro Lite stands for the basic course. It has all the features which I have told you in the middle of the session: live classes, test series, notes, assignments, and doubt solving in the class. All right, a dedicated teacher in the class for taking care of your doubts. All these features you'll be getting in Pro Lite. Then Pro Classic has one extra feature, that is doubt solving is available on mobile app. So all the features of Pro Lite you will get in Pro Classic, plus one more feature, that is doubt solving on mobile app. So even after the classes, if you are studying and if you get any doubt, you can post that doubt in the doubts app and you will get the solution for it. And the next one is Pro Plus. So in Pro Plus, you get the doubt solving on mobile app plus personal mentor. So personal mentor, you can think of them as your teacher or your guide, supporter, motivator. They'll make sure you go through this whole series, whole journey very smoothly. Any doubt you have, academic, non-academic, you can always contact them and share your problems, and they'll be first person to help you all there. All right, so the prices for all the three courses are mentioned over here. You can see here very well, and all the three courses beta they see, as if you want, if you are a new student who has not joined online education yet or not joined Vedantu yet, and you have some doubt, you can try this course for 1 month. So click on try for 1 month, and you can try it for 1 month. You can try it only once. All right, so either you can try Pro Lite, Pro Classic, Pro Plus, anything you want, you can try. Once you are done with the trial, you can buy the complete course. Now suppose if this price is big for you and you don't want, you cannot pay it all together, you can also go for EMI option as well. EMI is also your EMI option is also there, and you can clearly see EMI starting options are given over here at the starting over here as well. Okay, beta. So this is how this will be working for you. Also, one more thing, that these prices are not only for completing your syllabus only once. You can complete your syllabus as many times as you want. Is there any other question? You can please refer to this frequently asked question, that will be giving your answer to all the queries you have. All right, beta. Now coming to the Vedantu's improvement promise, beta. So in Vedantu's improvement promise, we promise you that we take the full ownership and full guarantee of your studies, and we say you will definitely improve. We are not saying you can improve, we are saying you will improve. That is like taking the guarantee. If you do not improve in your marks, we give your whole course fee back without any questions asked. Your whole course fee will be returned to you, whatever you have studied, free of cost. No need to pay anything, whole course fee will be returned for the whole year with the prices which we have seen. Only thing, beta, when you have taken the course, you should attend at least 75%. I'm not saying 100% attend each and every class, otherwise no, we know sometimes there is some practical reasons for which you are not able to attend the classes. So for that reason, we are saying attend 75% of the classes and take the 75% of the test. Once you're done with this, we take the guarantee of your improvement. All right, so this is like one of a promise, one of a kind promise. No one else will give this promise to you. That's how much confident we are, and that's how confident you can be about your improvement as well. All right, so this is all in today's class. Thank you guys for joining the session. I hope all of you enjoyed this. Yeah, please don't forget to like the video and share the video with your friends. Subscribe to the channel if you're new here. Thank you so much. I'll see you soon. Bye bye. Sayonara, Khuda Hafiz to all of you. Bye bye.